Hey guys, I wanted to record my ear stretching journey. I decided that I would like to stretch to a 00 or a 10 millimeter over the next several months. So I ordered a kit from Amazon, a tapering kit. It is a metal one, not acrylic or any other type of thing. I actually got the rainbow kinds, so if you look, you can see that they're rainbowy and they're really cute. Kind of hard to tell in this light, but anyways, I did want to document this process because I've seen some videos on YouTube and whatnot of stretch journeys, but a lot of them are starting bigger than, you know, where I am. I'm starting at a 14 gauge, which is very small. I mean, what is that, 1 millimeter or something? It's very, very small. So and honestly, I have other piercings, like my septum ring is a 14 gauge, so is my nose ring. I have other piercings as well that are also 14 gauge. That's where I started. My ears have been pierced many, many, many times, and I would assume they're probably a 14 or a 16 as it is. So I feel like 14 is a good place to start. So we'll see if there's any resistance getting on the 14 gauge. And if there is, then we know that's a good place to start. If there's none at all, that might mean that my ears are already slightly gauged. I honestly don't know. Like I said, I've had my ears pierced many times, and I've worn all different kinds of jewelry, and some of it, you know, wasn't gauged exactly. You know, when I lived in Brazil, I had all kinds of crazy, chunky, thick earrings that probably were a 14 or even a 12 gauge in terms of thickness. And I probably accidentally gauged my ears a few times, not realizing that there were so many variations of size. So anyways, here we go. Here is my 14 gauge taper. It's actually really pretty. It's got like blue and green and purple and stuff. It's actually the same as the nose ring that I got. I ordered the taper kit from Amazon. It was very inexpensive. I think I paid, I don't know, like $12 or $15 for it, something like that. So super doable. Anyways, we're gonna get started. So start on one side there, start on the other. I can tell right now that a 14 is a stretch. I have a little bit of pain, not pain, like a sting, like a little nothing at all, really. So, not too worried, but I'll keep working on them for a while. I have a few hours here. One thing that I did purchase and that I put on at the beginning of this video was some of this holy butter. I was instructed to buy some of this because it made your ears stretchier and softer, and it made it easier to stretch your ears. So we'll see how that works out. Anyways, I'm gonna pause this while I'm getting everything in, and once I get a little closer, I will start it back up again. Really close on this one. I can feel it, but the good thing is that once your ear is used to the taper, it's really no big deal pushing it through a few times, at least on the smaller size. So that's good. I've seen lots of people on YouTube really don't like them. They prefer to just dead stretch, which I think is super admirable. I don't know if that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, I'm having the same problem on this side that I've had on the other. And that is that since I have pierced these guys so many times, there's just so many holes for the earring to go through. So let's see if I can get it this time. It's really frustrating. I'm really close. I can feel it. I don't know where it is. Let's see. Try and follow it through one more time. Where does it come out? Comes that down there? Okay. So you can see, I don't know if you can see with my shitty camera, but in the back, it's a little further down than I was expecting. So I'm gonna try and follow through going down. Did I get it? Oh my God. Super close. I know that I'm super close. I can feel it. Honestly, I just really suck at the following through with the taper. If I could figure that out, it would be dandy. Maybe if I'd stop dropping things, I'd be dandy. Okay. Let's try again. I hope that this is a problem that I can solve over the next several months of having, you know, I have all these open holes in my ears from being pierced and pierced and pierced. And I think this is part of the reason why my ears are so sensitive, is not even necessarily the fact that they're sensitive, it's the fact that I have some healed closed or mostly closed holes, and I have some that are not. And since I'm just stabbing an earring in there and not really thinking about it, I'm probably inadvertently catching one of these closed up tunnels and re-breaking it. And since a lot of the earrings I wear are tribal or heavy and are not necessarily made of metal or like a hypoallergenic metal, then it would be causing some type of infection. And so hopefully I can figure out how to nope, still no. Darn it. I'm really close. I'm so close. This tapering thing is frustrating. It's so frustrating. All right. Let's see here. Oh, there it is. Okay, got it. I'm actually not even convinced that was still the right hole, actually. However, we found one. It took a lot longer than I was expecting. I was honestly to just mostly just pop this guy in, pop both of them in, and just be good to go. I mean, the process itself is extremely easy. I personally really liked the taper. It made it easy for me to get comfortable with the new size. But again, this is a tiny, I mean, this is like the smallest gauge there is, so who knows how I'm gonna feel, you know, at a 0 to 00 sizing. So at any rate, as I mentioned, my stretch goal is a 00. So we will see over the next several months how I do and if I actually hit my stretch goal. It's actually really nice to see what a 00 looks like, it's really not that big. You know, watching all these YouTube videos, you know, a 00 seemed really, really big. And I mean, it is a decent size, you know, there's no doubt about that, but I mean, it's not the scary, gigantic size that I thought it was. So it's nice to be able to see with my own eyes, because originally I thought I only wanted to do a 5mm, and then now looking at it, a 5mm is really nothing. I mean, in terms of what I want to accomplish. So we'll see where things go. These O-rings are really pissing me off. Everything is pissing me off right now about this. I'm extremely excited. I mean, there wasn't any pain, you know, nothing really hurt. There was a bit of a stinging sensation, you know, but partly I think that has more to do with me not wearing earrings very often. And see if I can get that figured out. I would really just like to get this fucking O-ring on. This ear feels good. This ear also feels good. Some other concerns that I do have that I'll need to look into once I get to a bigger size is that this piercing, I don't know if you can tell, this one is lower than this one is. So I need to make sure that as they're stretching, they are stretching equally. I've seen some cool YouTube videos of where a professional tattoo artist or piercer will take a scalpel and scalp just like a little slit like this to make sure that you're using the most of your ear instead of stretching the lobe itself out too much. So if that becomes apparent over, you know, the next several months that one side clearly has more lobe than the other, then I will probably look into doing that. I've heard that it's fairly painless and not too expensive because they're really just creating a little notch right up here. So we'll see what happens there. I don't know. I got this piercing, the original piercing, or the last time I got these pierced, I was 16 years old, and I went to a random tattoo shop when I lived in Brazil, and I just went in and they did it with a gun. They didn't even mark it, they just did it. And I was stupid, so I'm lucky I didn't get an infection. I'm lucky that I managed to, you know, walk out of there with at least a semi-decent piercing, even though they're clearly uneven. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I don't have any answers really, but I have been doing a ton of research, so if you have questions, I can probably point you in the right direction, so that if you're wanting to go on a stretching journey as well, that you could be as informed as possible. So anyways, thanks, bye.